morning, and God bless you. Today, as you know, is the solemnity of the Assumption of the Blessed Virgin Mary. Today we celebrate that moment in Mary's life. She who was that vessel through whom Jesus Christ entered the world, and because of her special role in proximity to Christ in the work of salvation and redemption, the victory over sin, Satan, and death, she is granted this special privilege to be with Christ, the first fruits of that final perfect victory. And so she is taken up body and soul into heaven. And so we celebrate that with great solemnity today, both in the Mass and in the prayer of the Church. There's a beautiful preface for this feast day that I'd like to just share just a part of it to begin our reflection. It says, "For today the Virgin Mother of God was assumed into heaven as the beginning and image of your Church's coming to perfection, and a sign of sure hope and comfort to your pilgrim people." When you go over the readings for this day, for the Mass of the day, there's clear language of spiritual battle and of victory. For example, let me go to that second reading from St. Paul's letter to the Corinthians. It's his first letter. "Christ the first fruits, then at his coming, those who belong to Christ. Then comes the end, when Jesus hands over the kingdom to his God and Father, when he has destroyed every sovereignty and every authority and power. For he must reign until he has put all his enemies under his feet. The last enemy to be destroyed is death, for he subjected everything under his feet." And of course, in the first reading, we have that the reading from the book of Revelation, this heavenly battle between the woman who is to give birth to the Son, the ruler of the nations, and this image of Satan, who's depicted as a dragon, all right, who's after the child of this woman, who is clothed with the sun, and the moon and the stars are also symbolized in this. And then we have this encounter between Mary and her cousin Elizabeth in the Gospel, Luke's Gospel, which by the children that they carry are the announcements of this salvation that is about to enter the world. The fullness of time, all that the prophets foretold, the moment has come when God is now going to bring about the completion of his plan of salvation and redemption, and to launch it through the child of Elizabeth, John the Baptist, and of course the child of Mary, Jesus Christ. And notice in her Magnificat, again, we have this language of spiritual battle and of victory. "He has mercy on those who fear him in every generation. He has shown the strength of his arm. He has scattered the proud in their conceit. He has cast down the mighty from their thrones and has lifted up the lowly. He has filled the hungry with good things, and the rich he has sent away empty." So when we were baptized, we were inserted into this battle in which Jesus and his mother Mary are the leaders, okay? They together begin to overcome, as it says in the scriptures, to overcome sin, Satan, and death. And what is beautiful is that what we see in Jesus, which then overflows and is shared with his mother, what we see in Mary is the revelation of what we too are going to share in as the culmination of our life, as the culmination of salvation history, that we too will share in the resurrection of Christ, that our bodies that are now mortal will put on that immortality, and we will share in the glory of the resurrection, and that will include, therefore, our bodies. And so what is revealed today is the certainty of that victory, that even though evil continues to press in, that it continually threatens, that it will not thwart the plan of God. It will never defeat the victory that Jesus has won for us, that victory in which Mary played a significant role. And this is why the fruits of that are shared with her in its full perfection first. It is very fitting that she, who played such a role in this work, that she should share with Jesus in the full perfection of that glory. But what I like about this feast day as well is what Pope Benedict shares in a reflection that he gave on this feast several years ago. And this is in the Magnificat Missal. I love what he says. Precisely because Mary is with God and in God, she is now very close to each one of us. While she lived on this earth, she could only be close to a few people. But now, being in God, who is actually within all of us, Mary shares in this closeness of God. Therefore, she knows our hearts. She can hear our prayers and can help us with her motherly kindness. She always listens to us, and being mother of the Son, participates in the power of the Son and in his goodness. We can always entrust the whole of our lives to this dear mother. So let's celebrate this day with great joy. Let it allow it to renew our hope, because we are promised the victory that we see in Jesus with what he shared with Mary, his mother. This too is going to be ours. Let us persevere in following Jesus, in running this race before us, so that we might share the glory that is revealed. God bless your day. Just a reminder too that I'll be away for a few weeks, so there will not be these reflections until I return in September. So be assured of my prayers during this time. God bless you.